So, let's go through a little bit of a recap for what had happened from like I'll say from like the general perspective, from the perspective of 99.9% of people, right? There was a video from a content creator named Ruby the Awesome Turd, right? And what we know now is that she was trying to trap Gemini into a into like seeming like he was hitting on her, to expose him for things that he had done that have credibility to them. I'm not going to say that they're true because I'm not a police officer. To be honest with you, the reason I've been staying out of it very heavily is because I feel this is a very sensitive matter. Anyway, I made a video. It really didn't add up. It was like awkward flirting at best. There was really no substance to it. After Ruby got effectively canceled, another girl stepped forward. She was like, "Hey, she explained her series of events." I I made a video that gave her like a platform. I was like, "Hey, go look at her situation," because I listened to all 5 of her videos. I was like, "Okay, go go look at what this girl has to say." I commented under every one of her videos saying, "Guys, I told you to listen, not to harass her," and her story came out. Now, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I have expressed myself in private to some individuals that this isn't a matter that I wish to talk about anymore, that this is a matter that I do feel belongs to the police, and some people have expressed that they do not wish to go to the police. I'm not going to get very specific, but it's the reason I've been staying out of this scenario. Now, Gemini is back, and I'm going to talk about it. So what's it been? 8:25. How long is that? I know I'm really old. 2 weeks. He was out for 2 weeks. So he made a video basically saying that like he needs like a break. He's having mental health problems. He's seeing a therapist. Yada yada yada. And he's got a haircut. And so like I'm gonna overanalyze, even if I'm not necessarily correct. But like haircuts are generally associated with like changes in personality. I know it sounds silly, but like when you look at movies, the haircut's the first thing that there's actually do in order to convey that the character has experienced a great change in their life. The reason I'm bringing it up is because part of me feels like he's doing that intentionally to make this argument. It's like, guys, I've really changed. Look at my, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's subtextual or subconscious rather. I don't know. So let's get into this.
Hey guys, I'm back, but I'm just here to tell you guys or let you guys know that I made an apology video. So tap the link in my description to go watch the YouTube video.
Is there a whole YouTube video?
So please go do that, go listen to it. Yeah, I will be returning on Friday. And also on Friday, I will be doing a charity stream. This charity stream will be for Mental Health America.
Oh, come on, man.
So all the money from...
Come on. So okay. So again, I'm overanalyzing. Maybe I'm assigning the incorrect assignment. But what it seems like is he's made a very long apology video that he knows people won't look at, and now he's saying that he's going to have a stream on Friday that's specifically for people with mental health issues, to kind of perpetuate the idea that he had a mental health issue and that's why he took a step back.
My Twitch stream will go to that organization. You can continue to bash me and hate me, but I'm never giving up. Never giving up on my fans.
I mean, like, bro, you could have stopped it at that part and you would have seemed okay. But now you're turning into a victim complex, man. You're like, you could bash me as much as you want, but I'm not going away. I love my fans. Come on, bro.
My family, my followers. I'm never just gonna up and leave them. You guys deserve a correct apology and a statement, and that's what I gave you. I'll also be streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time if you guys want to come in and speak. Yeah.
Oh.
I love you guys, and I wish you nothing but the best for everyone.
That was a little... Oh, man. That's a very uncomfortable feeling from that video. The smile just doesn't sit very well with me. I guess we're gonna watch this video. I guess we have to watch this video.
Hey everyone, before we get started with everything, I just want to let you know that I typed out everything that I wanted to say. Nobody helped me. I did it by myself. It's pretty...
Did he type that out? That he was going to tell people he typed out? What?
Lengthy. It's about 14 pages long, so just bear with me and let me get through everything. So, yeah, let's get into it.
That's the Roman numeral for 2. I guess the introduction was 1. Alright, let's get this going.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Now, I know that a lot of you are mad, upset, confused, and have no idea what's going on. And well, I'm here to answer all your questions. You may think that the Peppermint King is done, given up for good, but no.
It seems inappropriate that he's immortalizing himself in this video. He called himself the Peppermint King. Come on.
I will never quit and abandon my family of followers. You all deserve to know what's right and what's been going on and the truth, so let's get started. Please understand that I and you are human. We make mistakes and stupid ideas. Nobody is perfect. Although I'm 20 now, I'm still young and have so much to learn about the world. Let's start helping people up and getting the help that they need instead of thriving off of their downfall.
Yeah, I'm leaving it on the normal speed. So this whole idea of thriving off of people's downfall is very ridiculous because, like, let's be honest here, bro. Like, nobody's thriving off of your downfall. Like, bro, like, this isn't like a Dinelli situation where, like, he is, like, innocent. You know, the perspective is very heavily suggestive against you, man. Like, now listen, I'm not trying to weigh in because it's a very serious matter, but, like, bro, like, it doesn't look good for you if you look at the facts of the situation. And you were on my stream, and it looked really bad, man. It's not good. Just saying, man. It was bad. Like, he effectively admitted to everything on my stream. It was really bad.
Because that doesn't make you any better of a person when you kick someone while they are down.
Bro, okay, he's just using this 2. I don't know why he's using the Roman numeral for 2. It's not about kicking someone who's down, bro. Like, you're effectively trying to gaslight people into, like, believing you. It's weird, man. Like, your dissent was really bizarre, bro. Like, after you made your video, it was very much like, oh, you guys are trying to come after me. You even admitted that you did it under her video comments. It's a mess, bro. It's a mess, dude. An apology would have been like, hey, I didn't know her age. You know, things got, like, weird and complicated. I made mistakes. It's hard to explain. This isn't that. That's a Gemini symbol? Well, then I look like an idiot. But life is life.
So before we get into more serious stuff, I would like to address my own problems that I had. I compliment girls a lot. Like, no doubt about it, I love complimenting and making people feel happy, putting a smile on their face, and I especially want to do it more to people who aren't confident in themselves. Because not only do I give them the boost that they need, but they also will probably remember what I said and use it to further love themselves later on in the day.
So it seems like he's setting up this idea that the reason that he complimented these girls is because it's simply for their benefit and had nothing to do with anything else. Like, listen, I'm a flirty guy also. And, like, I flirt with women too. But there's a difference between flirting and, like, heavy sexual advances, man. Like, I flirt with girls. I'm flirtatious. But, like, again, sexual advances are not flirting, my man.
Now, I'm not going to lie and say that I haven't flirted or barely flirt with girls, because I do. My compliments and such are taken as flirtatious actions by many.
That's fine. It's flirtatious. Like, listen, if the narrative was that you flirted with a girl who is far too underage, that would be like, okay, I get it. You're a flirty guy. Even if that's not a political correct stance to take, I would have been like, okay. But, dude, it was more than flirting. Then like, you're trying to set it up to seem like it's not flirting. It was bad, man.
My close friends know that I'm just being nice and have no emotional attachment to my comments, and the people who I barely know think that I'm trying to get at them, and I'm not.
Bro, my man, not for nothing, but on my stream that I have downloaded and recorded, and I kept it just in case anybody wanted to come and look at it from a professional perspective. You asked a young girl, an underage girl, to engage in, like, FaceTime sex after you knew her age. You said on the stream that the first time you guys met, you were 19 and she was 15, and you thought you didn't know her age, so you slept with her. And then after the fact, you came on and you still, after you knew it was illegal, you even said when you said, oh, let's do FaceTime fuck, you said those words, excuse me, and then they said, oh, that's illegal. It was illegal the first time. No, they said that's illegal, you know that. And then you responded with, well, it was illegal the first time, and that didn't stop us. Something to that capacity. Bro. Come on.
People are so magnificent, men and women alike. It's crazy because whenever I see some handsome man on my For You page or a beautiful girl on my For You page, I don't go above and beyond to make sure that they are in the same age group as me. I just provide a nice comment or DM them and say they look nice or whatever and move on with my day.
That's, like, first of all, throwing the men in there, I mean, obviously it's supposed to suggest that it's like he does this to everybody, not just women. I've only seen him do it to women. Either that or he's trying to, like, hide behind the fact that maybe he's part of the LGBT community and, like, try to use that identity as a weapon, or, like, a shield, rather. But the problem isn't the flirty comments under the videos. It's not, that's just seasoning on a bigger issue. If it was just that, who would care? And for those of you saying that he's reading off a script, yes, he said he was. He wrote out a script for this.
Now, I understand that people don't just go around and flirt with everyone and everything, and that's true, I don't. But I'm sure you can tell the difference when someone is flirting for real and when someone is just being nice. For instance, sexy and cute are two different narratives. If I say, damn girl, you're sexy as fuck, it's way different than saying, aw, you're so cute. Me saying,
no, you're kind of creepy both ways, so I'm saying. No, but seriously, man, like, you're really trying to make it seem like this is what people had an issue with when it's not.
You're cute does not mean that I want to get in your pants. But that's my mind, and I wasn't mindful that not everyone lives on my world, and I apologize for that. A lot of girls on TikTok have taken my nice comments and such, and I've turned them around to be manipulative when I was just being the nice person that I am.
Come on, man. This is so victim complex. This is so, like, I'm the victim in this scenario.
I even saw a video of a female who showed DMs of me saying how I loved her videos and how amazing I thought she was, and she took that as me trying to get with her when I was just honored to be followed by someone who makes amazing content.
I'm not entirely sure what, like, he's specifically referencing there. So.
It's just sad to see how rude and sensitive people are and how manipulative people can be with things. I'm sure you can ask anyone and they most likely have had a good encounter with me because I see no reason to be rude to people. Conflict.
That's fine. He's not really a rude guy.
It is so unnecessary when you have communication. But in our society, communication is not the first choice when a problem occurs. The first choice is blame, public humiliation, and argue and denial.
So, like, it seems like he's riding the cancel culture narrative right now. Very good timing for you to come back, by the way, Gemini. But dude, this isn't like, I understand that there's a visceral feeling of canceling people, but this isn't, again, it's not what we're talking about. Because if it was just that, I would be standing in your corner right now.
But if you communicate and share your viewpoints, then a resolution can be resolved. But while I saw all these random videos of females and males exposing me, I saw a video from a good creator. One that started...
I swear to Christ, if he brings me up, I'm going to have a fucking meltdown.
...an era with me. This creator took my messages of me trying to get in contact
Is this about me?
...to collab as me trying to get with him when that really was not...
I don't think it is. I would have flipped out.
...not the case at all. I never flirted or said anything in that nature in the screenshot she's shown. Yeah, I understand that I contacted more than once over a long period of time, but it was only for business. And it sucks to see how people are these days. Anyways, what I'm saying...
Who the fuck is he talking about?
...is I was stupid and excessive and weird. I compliment a lot and it's not wanted and I am sorry. I could take all my...
Bro, if he was talking about me in that scenario, I'm gonna have a meltdown. Bullshit, dude. I came to his defense at the most shallow beginning point of the situation. I've already went through it at the beginning of this. And then I gave that other girl a platform to speak her message. And then I walked away from the situation because it's something, like, again, that I believe the police need to get involved with.
My nice thoughts and compliments back if I would in a second. But that's the past and I'm no longer living in it and you shouldn't either.
Listen, the past is 2 fucking weeks ago, you dipshit. What are you talking about? It's 2 weeks ago. The past was 2 weeks ago. This isn't something. This is what do you got a war? Oh, bro, come on, man.
So with that being said, let's move on.
Honestly, like I'm not somebody who feels like that. You should. I'm not a big proponent of cancel culture, but like you probably should have just stayed away. You probably should have walked away and then just stayed off of the app.
Now, before I go into explaining this whole thing, I want to apologize to Ruby. I'm sorry for all that you have went through. I never meant it to be that crazy. I do stand by what I say also, but I never meant to link your number.
That somebody showed that like screenshot to me. There's no fucking way he didn't know. That's what they said. Maybe I'm wrong, but the way he like it seemed rather intentional. That's speculative. I'm not going to say that's exactly how it was, but I just feel like he did it on purpose as a way to kind of get back at her.
That was a complete accident, and I seriously apologize for it. Now, I noticed that people leak some explicit pictures of you and videos of you using a racial slur, and I would like to say that I had nothing to do with that. I found out from someone DMing me on Instagram, and from there, I went on Discord and saw that people were sending it around from Ruby's Discord.
Yeah, so she had pictures leaked, absolutely disgusting, and she had said the N-word. She's a kid, and like I'm not trying to be that guy, but like let's not let this young girl's racial ignorance get in the way of like real predatory tendencies, because those two are not comparable in any capacity. Okay, just keep that in mind, because like throwing that out there, like that she said the N-word is like, oh, she said that, so it kind of it dismisses her perspective generally, but like just don't let it do that. Those are two separate things.
All the people that shared the videos and photos in my Discord got permanently banned and will not be returning.
Wow, you're a really nice guy. Did you save them yourself? I shouldn't suggest that.
It is disgusting and wrong for people to even think that it is funny to share private videos or photos of someone. Along with the N-word video,
don't forget she's a minor, bro. You kind of forgot that part. It is disgusting that people share each other's private photos, but it's also illegal because she's a minor. Gotta remember that one, my man.
I still think it is wrong to share, because if that is who Ruby is on the inside, then it will show in due time.
Again, he's just stacking. He's getting ready to like, up guys, she said the N-word, so maybe I'm not so bad because I'm black.
I know that she may not stand by those beliefs today, but it is still sad to see that some of the biggest creators have had a blast bashing on someone else's culture. But even then, I banned the people from my Discord.
The fuck are you talking about? He's stacking that. He's deflecting the fuck out of this. Let it go. She's 16. Like, who cares? I'm not even trying to be that guy. She said the N-word. It was a gross word. She's clearly not racist. She's just a moron.
Who shared the video and do not want anything to do with this separate drama. So let me say again, Ruby, I'm sorry. I wish nothing bad on you or anything. I hope you are successful with everything that you do. Yes, I stand by what I said.
This entire segment has been about how Ruby said the N-word. Nothing to really do with his engagement with her.
I did know that something was suspicious, but it is my mistake for going about it the wrong way. If you think about it, it kind of makes sense how I would be a little suspicious when a creator who just got out of a relationship is flirting with you when the reason they broke up with their ex was because of distance, and she's flirting with you when you live nowhere near her. It kind of does not make any sense. Not only that, but you and this creator never talk. The first actual conversation you guys had was a conversation about you inviting her to be in a TikTok house that would later be scrapped and reopened months later. So none of it makes sense. So I knew something wasn't right.
He's not really going through the story as much as he's identifying particular angles, and then he's explaining the narrative of that angle. So he's not going through a time lapse of like, oh, she broke up with her boyfriend, then she started messaging me, she was being flirtatious, I was uncomfortable. No, he's like saying, well, it's weird that you just broke up with him for distance, but you hit on me, and it's like, bro, what? Like, this is weird. This isn't a recounting of, this isn't like an unbiased account of what happened. This is you trying to like manipulate the scenario, bro.
And now, yes, I flirted and asked for age, but then once I knew, I informed Ruby that this wasn't right, and that if we weren't in Florida, then it's illegal for for us to date, to which she responded with, so.
I don't think any of that happened because I didn't see any of that happening. He didn't show me anything like that. He didn't show anybody anything like that. And like he was in my Discord when that day that I defended him because I thought that it was a one-off scenario. I was the one who told him that it wasn't illegal in his area. He didn't know that. So like now he's using the information I gave him to construct a new narrative of what happened. Where are the screenshots? Because you never said a word like that in any capacity.
Then I knew that something was definitely up, solely because we just do not talk to each other. And this was very out of the blue.
He's really pushing the point that they didn't talk to each other at all. Like, he's gone on about it for like 5 minutes.
So I kept the same energy, and yes, I called her cute again and proceeded to ask for her number, as she said we could FaceTime. I wanted to ask her questions live and see her body language / reactions, and when that time came, I finally knew. I asked her if she really liked me and if she was okay or under the influence, to which she laughed with her friends and hung up the phone. And then I knew for sure what was coming, and the rest is history.
Wow. Like, no, listening to it now, like, bro, it's, you know, this is worse. The original Ruby scenario had, like, none of this context in it. So, like, if she had promoted this scenario better, if she could have explained it better, it would have hit much better. But like, no, it seems like he's legit flirting with her. Again, he was 20 and she was 16. In his state, that is legal technically. So my issue really isn't as much with the Ruby scenario, but it's still very gross and uncomfortable.
Now I know that many people say that even though what Ruby did was wrong, I am still in the wrong, and you are correct.
Yeah, you know, I think that what Ruby did wrong was she got in over her head, and she probably shouldn't try to do. She probably should not have tried to trap you because, like, she's a kid and she shouldn't be playing police. But like, she also didn't like propose her story that well. And just, I kind of want to just put this out there. Listen, I know some insider information on what's going on. There were a lot of big creators that some of you probably know and like who were urging Ruby to come out with this story. All big creators who have the ability to reach out to me, all of which have reached out to me before, all of which who know me, and not a single one of them, in public or in private, reached out to me and said, Papa, you don't know the full situation with Ruby. They hid behind this scenario after I came out with what I said. And it's a lot of people who are like, guys, Ruby was right. You know, they could have reached out to me and said, Papa, you don't understand the full context. Because I would, if they've provided me the full context, I would have stayed out of it, or I would have helped Ruby. But again, there's this thing. It's cancel culture. A lot of these young kids, they don't really care necessarily what's right or wrong. They just want to stay safe so that they don't get canceled, so they can continue their career.
I shouldn't have complimented again after I knew her age, and for that I am sorry. And I am aware that in my state it is legal for a 16-year-old to be in relations with someone up to 21. But even then, it's just not right. I thought that if I kept the same energy, then everything would be fine and she wouldn't suspect anything, to which she didn't.
So what's the narrative here? That, like, it's okay in my state, so I did it, which I would be fine with that even if it's gross? Or is it that, like, he was just playing along? I mean, which one is it? It seems like he's putting both of them on there at the same time so that he can be innocent regardless of your perspective.
So back to everything I have said, I do not wish anything bad on anyone, and I hope Ruby is doing okay. She is a great content creator with a great future success ahead of her. We all make mistakes and mishaps, and you can only learn and move on. But as you know, with Ruby's videos came a wave of different people speaking out against.
Yeah, someone mentioned in my chat that, like, I had given Ruby the opportunity to come on and talk. I did, but I understand why she wouldn't want to. She was getting a lot of bullying. People think that I'm very biased, so I understand why she may not have wanted to come on. But, you know, this whole situation is something that, like, really should have gone to the police, honestly.
Against me, and a wave of others bashing Ruby.
The girl. I'm assuming we're talking about, I believe her name is Sophie.
As some of you know, once this whole Ruby ordeal was over, another content creator came out with her own video speaking about me and her encounter with me, which would prompt me to lose my common sense. Now, to cut to
What does that mean? You lose your common sense.
The chase, this creator stated that we flirted and that she met up with me willingly after informing me 3 times of her age and knew that I was 19 and that we got with each other and then that was it.
So right off the bat, his wordage there, it suggests that like it's her fault because she knew his age. That's what her that's what that's the way he presented that. He's like, "Oh, we met up. She said she told me 3 times and she knew my age and still wanted to do it. So screw her." At the time, she was 15 and he was 19. It was in California. In California, it is illegal for any minor to engage in any sexual activity, though it is up to the judge's discretion whether or not they want to consider it statutory rape or not. His claim was that he didn't know her age. But, just for context, guys, after they had allegedly slept together, and I'm only saying that, months later, he asked her to engage in, like, FaceTime sex. FaceTime fuck? Quotes? So, like, you were 20 and she was 15 at that point. You knew it wasn't right. And it doesn't matter what state you're in, but any type of distribution of pictures of underage girls is illegal. Doesn't matter even if the age of consent is 12. It's not. It'd be disgusting. But in the United States, you have to be 18 to share pics. Just so you know.
She stated that she doesn't hate me, nor does she want to go legal, but that she wishes I speak about it and tell everyone of our encounter, and so my stupid self went into shutdown mode.
What? Yeah, no, she did say that. She expressed that to me privately. I talked to this girl. I said, you should go to the police. That's what I did. And I'm only saying it now because she apparently told him that. I told her to go to the police, but she didn't want to. She should have. Also, like, to go deeper into it, she had an opportunity to do so at the time, but she didn't want it to get in trouble. It's a very complicated narrative. You have a young girl, a young person. It doesn't matter if it's a girl that they feel like this weird level of guilt. It's a very complex situation. It's I'm trying to garner sympathy for the girl, not him. Just so you know. The situation is just very complex with the emotions associated with the person in her that her age would be considered the victim, both legally and morally.
This happened at the beginning of the year. Yes, me and this creator did speak and exchange flirtatious comments, and yes, we did meet up and hang out with other creators first, then dispersed into a room to where we kissed, saying that.
Well, why aren't those other creators speaking up and defending you? I'm just curious.
We got with each other is just reaching, but even then, it's wrong. I
don't know. Listen, this is a scenario where he says they never engaged. She says that they did. He says that they didn't. There's no way to tell unless there was something. I don't know. I don't know. I tend to believe her, but believing isn't facts.
I will say that I know she never told me her age and that it was just quote unquote, hey, I'm in this place. Do you want to hang out as I know you're in the area, and nothing more.
Okay, that's fine. And listen, let's say I believed that. Let's say I believed that he didn't know her age. She assumed that she was of age. She never told him. They got together. They engaged. After the fact, after you knew her age, you still asked her to exchange explicit pictures. That's illegal. To me, it shows you don't really care about the age.
I know y'all are saying, but Gemini, the comments you made, you admitted you knew. But here's as everything.
Yeah, you also did do that. Thanks for reminding me.
What's going on, and her videos were posted. I asked this lady why she had done this, because I thought we were cool. I know that after I found out your age and confronted you about it, you blocked me and then added me back to befriend me, then to just use me again to get to another content creator. But I thought we were cool.
Who is the content creator? What?
Why make these videos?
I think I know what he's talking about. She wanted to wish somebody a happy birthday or something. It's so... who cares? You're the adult in this situation.
Obviously for some clout of your own. And to which I couldn't get a clear answer, so out of desperation I said I'd do whatever she wanted so that she could delete the videos. At the time, I thought that making a deal with the devil mindset was the best idea.
So you're trying to say that he said whatever she wanted to hear so that, whatever. Let me see if I have this in here. So what I'm looking for is he DM'd me a picture before when he did this whole thing on Discord. He DM'd me a whole thing where he was like, "Oh, I only said it because I got manipulated." It's kind of a narrative. Let's see if I can find it. I really don't know if I can. He removed it out of my DMs, and I don't have the pictures of me saying it anymore, unfortunately. Alright, yeah, so I don't have it anymore, and I guess he removed me off of DMs. Right, so I'll just express what happened. So when he said that comment, he messaged me privately and said, "Guy, he basically only said it so that she would stop saying things. So he didn't really do it. He must have blocked me, yeah." I don't know how much I believe that. It just seems like he was trying to guess like the situation.
She wanted so that she could delete the videos.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I thought that making a deal with the devil mindset was the best idea. And that's what would later make things worse. She asked me to make a comment saying that she was right and that I...
She said that in her message. I remember he showed me the message. In her message, she said, "I just want you to tell the truth that like you knew my age." And he was like, "Oh, okay. I'll do that if you'll drop everything and you'll delete the videos." And then he showed it, and then she didn't delete the videos, and now he's trying to make it seem like she was like a liar.
I knew, and for everyone to believe her so that she wouldn't get hate and she would delete the videos and move on, as seen in these screenshots.
Oh, I guess he always... Okay, so, in these screenshots, he said, "Okay, I'm asking for one thing from the very beginning. All I wanted for you to address it and say that you knew how old I was and that I told the truth in my videos. That's all I asked you to comment. Anything else you said wasn't something I asked you to do. I'm a comment and say everything you said is right, alright? I'm tired of this and want to move on." So he... Okay. "Please also admit you knew how old I was. Everything she's saying is right. Yes, I knew she was 15. It's been resolved. Okay, thank you." And then he responded with "bet." And then she's like, "Is that the response to a comment?" And she's like, "Yeah, I attached it to the thread. Alright. Something, thank you, please do it. It's on, whatever." I don't know what that said. Okay, so she said tell the truth, and he's like, "I'll tell the truth if you remove everything." And then, well, is that what she said? Oh, he wants to move on. He didn't, not remove, he wants to move on. And then he did it. And then now he's like, "Well, I only did it so she would..." No. Why would you do that? What are you talking about? Get me out of here. Get out of here. You can't say that. I really just don't believe it. And maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't believe it. "You can't delete them right now, but my phone turned back on at 12. I can't delete them right now." Bruh, so you deleted all 12 at 12 a.m. or p.m. Wait, what? And okay, well, a lot of people are replying to my responses. Most of them understand and just want to move on and are glad that I said something. That's not true. No, most people were not. "When you comment, just thought that you were right, but the matter of fact is that we both were wrong, as you said, and that me defending myself still didn't make the situation right. I apologized and said let's accept and move on, and also told them to stop giving you hate and just let it go because people we spoke privately, blah, 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 blah." Yeah, okay, you okay? Why are you concerned with how... Whatever.
But, as we all know, she never deleted them.
Okay. Oh no, she didn't delete the picture, the evidence that she had that you were doing illegal things. Ah, what a bad girl. She's such a bad person for not deleting them. Also, you never said that you wanted her to delete them. It seemed more like you said that you wanted to move on. I don't know. Either way, I don't really have much empathy for you.
Not only did she not delete the videos, but after I commented what she said, she blocked me and told her friend of hers, who wants to stay anonymous, how she just played the F out of me and made me look like an idiot.
So why didn't you put that screenshot up? Also, who cares? I would have manipulated you. Not manipulated. She didn't manipulate you. Excuse me. Let me make sure I'm very clear. At best, your argument is that she made you apologize for what you did wrong by saying that she would delete the stuff, and then she never deleted it. That's it. And now you're like, "I can't believe she wronged me." She didn't. Not really. Not really wrong. She didn't really wrong you, bud.
I will say yes, you did play me. My mind was everywhere, as I do not know how to deal with drama and controversy. I've never...
No, that's your mental weakness and fragility. You should probably learn how to do that if you're going to engage with girls that are underaged.
Been in any drama or hate or controversy at all.
He's trying to belittle it like it's just some drama and controversy when it's like a really big deal. Like, this is a much bigger thing than just like some drama and controversy.
So I'm definitely new to something like this. I was making stupid decisions and being petty on people's videos and deleting comments. And I know some of you are saying, well, she was in a bad place. How could you use that and groom her into liking you? Well, hold on. Let's look at the definition of grooming here. Grooming is when someone builds up a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a young person so that they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them.
I didn't say it, but one could make the assumption. No?
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I definitely do not think that I groomed this lady. We met on house party to where we later added each other on Snapchat as I informed her and others that I would be visiting the city, and this lady said that she lived there and that she wanted to see me. We didn't speak really until I got there, and when I was there, I asked her if she wanted to hang out, and she did. I never knew she was in a bad place. Like I said, me and this lady never spoke to each other frequently. I know there's a screenshot of me saying, well, we did it in real life, though, and I can confirm that the whole conversation had to have been a joke because of some other drama that happened with another TikToker to where he got exposed putting things up his butt on a FaceTime call with another lady.
What? What the fuck did he just say? What the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is he talking about? What are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything? You said that it must have been a joke about how you admitted to hooking up with her in public, and you were having. It must have been. See, the word he uses is "must have been." He didn't say no. We were specifically talking about this. He's like, It must have been this. Did you forget? What? You asked her to have. It doesn't really matter because there's plenty of evidence that says that you asked to FaceTime fuck her after you knew her age and after she said it's illegal, though. And all of a sudden the narrative changed. You've had 2 weeks to think of your argument. This is the problem. Gemini is somebody I can read as somebody who is really bad at first responses when it comes to bullshitting his way out of situations, and he's had 2 weeks to think, and now all of a sudden this convenient TikTok drama thing that he's coming up with. Must have been a ghost then. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Now, take it as you will, but I never had the actual intention to actually get on a FaceTime call with this girl. I was just being extra, and now even with all this logic and context, I'm still in the wrong.
Bro, you asked her to FaceTime fuck. There's no logic or context to be applied here. This is rather simple.
No matter if I knew her age or if I didn't, I'm still in the wrong.
No, if you knew her age and she was of age, you wouldn't have been in the wrong. You, based on the screenshots that girl supplied, that they're still up on her page, you said something to the effect of, do you want to FaceTime fuck? And then she was like, oh, that's illegal. And you were like, well, what? So was the first time too. The hell are we doing here? Why did you even come back, man?
I should know, and that's what everyone. Also, must fact check ID, and I never do. Some of the females these days are young, but be looking like 25 years old.
What the fuck, man? Honestly, if this happened once to a girl that was a little underage, and it would be really wrong and uncomfortable. But you're really pushing the narrative that you're the victim here. It's a way. The whole entire picture is you literally gaslighting people into believing that you're the victim in this scenario. It's not cool, man. It's not cool.
Bruh. But this is not anything to be played around with.
So why are you fucking around so much? If it's not to be played around with, why are you fucking around so much? You're playing around with everybody right now.
No, there is some law being passed, or it is passed in California's new age of consent, but it doesn't matter.
What the fuck? Dude, I'm gonna go back to that. Dude, you're a psychopath piece of shit.
Are young, but be looking like 25.
I want you to understand what he just did.
But this is not anything to be played
You gotta be fucking with me right now.
And I know there is some law being passed, or it is passed.
He's trying to use this law to defend what he did. So this is admittance, in my opinion. He's like, hey, you can't see the whole thing. I'll silence my thing. Here. It says SB 145 passed in both houses of the Senate legislature late Monday evening. Into law, if signed into law, 24-year-olds could have sexual relations with a 15-year-old without being required to register as a sex offender. Oh my god. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? So he's basically saying that what he did, this is admittance that you had sex with the girl. You're justifying having sex with an underage girl in a state where it's illegal. Why would you bring this context into light unless you really slept with her? That's my question. Jesus Christ, bro. And also, SB 140, so right now in California, if somebody who's the age of 14 to 17 engages with somebody 10 years older, it is up to the judge's discretion whether they will be registered as a sex offender and whether it's statutory rape. For vaginal intercourse. When it comes to anal and oral intercourse, it's immediately registered sex offender. The idea of SB 145 is to make it so that like so that all this law applies the same to gay and straight people who have sex with minors. Now, I personally don't. I think that none of it should exist. Whatever, fine. But like, the fact that you're bringing SB 145 up and you think that it simply justifies having sex with somebody who's younger than you, who's underage, to me suggests that you legitimately slept with this girl, even though you said that you just kissed her. So like now you're making yourself look worse. Like to me, this is heavily suggestive that you slept with a minor. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Are you fucking kidding me?
Pass in California's new age of consent, but it does.
It's not the new age of consent. You're such a fucking moron. I can't even fathom your existence. Go, I'm gone. Let me put myself back up there. Just go. Just leave. Just leave the app, honestly. I've never said that before, but you need to just walk away and just there should be no other videos. Bro, you literally you like pretty much just said like you slept with an underage girl. The way you oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Doesn't matter. It's still messed up, and I'm not going to try and use that to defend myself.
You just did! You just brought that context up to try and suggest you didn't do anything wrong. I'm not going to use that to defend myself. You're not even educated on the law, you fucking moron. And yet you're still trying to use it to justify sleeping with a girl who was fucking 4 years younger than you at the time, and then asking for news when she was 5 years younger at the time, and she was 15, which doesn't even matter. You could both be 17. Still illegal. What the fuck is the matter with you? For somebody who's trying to pretend that you're so educated on the goddamn law, you still really don't understand how the law works when it comes to online solicitation of pictures.
Although it is something real. In any event,
I'm not going to use it to justify it, but it is real, so just keep that in mind. Jesus Christ.
I'm done. This incident happened months ago, and since then, I've learned and moved forward with more valuable things in life, like actually having a life.
Now you're trying to suggest that this 15-year-old girl who you engaged in statutory rape with, that's what the scenario is, has to move on with her life and she needs to get a life. That's what you just said. That's what you just inferred. Because you're using a lot of good language to make sure that you sound like you're not guilty. Even if somebody brought it to court, you'd be like, well, I didn't technically say this. Jesus fuck, man.
I'm sorry for any pain or frustration that I've caused this lady, and I've lost so much and learned so much from this.
She's not a lady. She's a 15-year-old girl. Like, can we stop calling her lady? Just ridiculous. That was it. That whole segment was fucking enraging. That was the most enraging, the last 3 minutes of this video were fucking enraging. I cannot believe what I just heard. That was horrible.
Moving on, I saw that there were videos of me, videos of my personal life, and videos of me flirting, as stated before, and I'd like to bring that up. Particularly, I saw a video that is now deleted of someone saying that I bullied them and treated them like trash when that person was only trying to be my friend. And I will say now that I wouldn't hurt a fly.
I don't care. Well, I don't know that I believe that after watching this video and seeing the type of person you are. I don't know that I believe that. But, like, who cares? Nobody gives a fuck about whether you're a mean guy or not. Nobody cares if you're mean. Nobody gives a shit. You know, there was one video that somebody had put up about how she was on the app, and I think she was 16. I don't remember her age actually, absolutely, and he was 19, right? Which isn't, it's still uncomfortable, but not technically illegal in a state. But in order to talk to somebody who was like under 18, you have to register as a minor. So he like intentionally registered as a minor in order to talk to this girl. That's what they had said. That's uncomfortable. There's no reason for you to register as a minor on an app just to talk to minors. There's no reason for that when it uses, and like, listen, this is what that person said, right? So like, you don't look good. You don't look very good. You should have just stayed away.
I literally love people. I love to see them smile and would never intentionally hurt anyone. I have never been in a situation to where I've gotten in trouble for bullying. Look at me. Do I look like someone who would smack someone's books down and push them against the locker and tell them that their breath stinks?
No, maybe you don't, but you look like the kind of person that would sleep with a 15-year-old and then gaslight her and then ask her for nudes once you turn 20 years old. That's the kind of person you look like. You don't look like the physical violence type of person. In fact, you look like you'd be a kind of a coward who would get the shit beaten out of them. But you certainly look like a predator. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would rather you be the kind of guy who would slap somebody's books out of their face and break their glasses than somebody who would predatorize 15-year-old girls. I don't know why you made this video, but it's the most disgusting display that I've ever seen on the internet in my entire life.
I'm scrawny, a stick bug. I love everyone and everything, and I wish the best for everyone. Please do not try and manipulate my life for your own upcoming, because it will only result in a downfall.
What are you talking about? Nobody's manipulating your life. These are the things that you're presenting based on all the evidence. And I'm going to be very clear again. I have the entire video of the stream that I have deleted. I didn't post anything up, but I have the entire video of the stream that I deleted where you basically admit to doing all these wrong things. Several other content creators grilled the shit out of you. And, like, it's incredibly damning. And I'm waiting for, if the police want it or a lawyer wants it, it's all for free. I don't care. You can have the whole thing. It's like 3 hours long. Be my guest. Go through it and go fuck. I don't care. You should have stayed away. You're lucky this girl doesn't want to press charges.
Conclusion, my thoughts, where I've been, what I've lost. Who cares? This is for y'all
Who cares? You lost your dignity, man.
to click off the video if you do not want to hear me speak about how our society is and how I've been doing and where my head is after all this.
Bro, who cares where your head is after all this, bro? This whole video is I'm a victim. There's a single real apology. There's nothing sincere about this video.
Anyways, let's start with my thoughts and reflection. Yes, I was stupid and dumb, and I should know things by now, but that doesn't negate the fact that although we are considered adults and should know common sense things, people still make mistakes, and I was so hard on myself to where I thought that going away to live with Harambe was the best decision.
What? Oh, so you're talking about how you almost ended your own life. Bro, this whole situation shows that you have multiple occasions where you've exhibited actions that could be considered predatory. Multiple, right? Not just with the 15-year-old girl that you slept with in California. Not just the fact that you asked her to see for nudes after the fact once you were 20 and she was 15. Not even the Ruby situation where you flirted with her. Not the situation where you registered yourself as a minor so that you could talk to other minors on an app. Not even the situation where it's alleged and there's not a lot of evidence, and I'm just going to say that, but based on everything else, there's a situation where you were hitting on a 13-year-old. All of this combined is what shows that you have some kind of a fucking issue. It's not just a one-off. It's not like you fucked up one time and didn't really ask somebody's age. Like, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, man.
If you know what I mean. I let a lot of people down and disappointed a lot of
Like, how empathetic should we feel for this situation, man? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but Jesus.
others. A lot of my good, close friends who I thought were family just bashed me while all this was
Are you saying that you got criticism from people who didn't like that you slept with a minor? Wow, those people are bad people.
going on and left me instead of informing me of what I needed to do or helping me learn / showing me the guidance in the right way.
Dude, stop riding the cancel culture shit right now. Stop. He's really trying to ride Denelli's situation. This isn't a scenario where you're making faces that can be perceived as homophobic. This is a scenario where you were like where like you could make a very solid argument that you were predatorizing young girls, and your only walk off is that you aren't fully an adult. Like you are, but like you're in between years. And I'm giving you substantial benefit of the doubt right now that you don't deserve in any capacity. But I'm just trying to be contextually accurate when it comes to this whole situation.
Instead of educating me, they neglected me and bashed me, then left me there.
What the fuck? Educate you on what? What deep education do you need to understand? What education? Let's just see if he tells us the education that he did get.
And that was kind of a good thing because after some great words of wisdom from my grandmother, who is very spiritual and a pastor, as some of you saw on my Snapchat.
Well, that's good. That your grandmother sounds like a really nice person. I wonder how this could have happened.
I learned to stand tall and get some mental help so that I could let out all my feelings properly.
Stand tall and get mental health? Where's the part where you're just glossing over the things that you did wrong? You're really victimizing yourself, man.
Without any judgment and get proper guidance. So yes, I've been in therapy. It's probably been the best thing ever. I haven't had any contact with my socials except iMessage and YouTube, and it was an intense therapy for a week. And now I just have it on weekends, and it will progress as I grow.
It's been 2 weeks, intense therapy. Now it's just on the weekends? Would you go like 3 or 4 days a week? Like, it's good that people... listen, I'm not trying to make the hard assertion that you are a predator, though there is a lot to suggest that you may be. And it's good that people who are predators get mental help, but, like, you're not the victim here.
I got to use my apps for a certain amount of time out of the day, but I would only ever go on TikTok to apologize to people or support people, and also go on Brawl Stars.
You just stop. Just go away. Just leave. This is the stupidest fucking apology video I've ever seen in my life.
If you have Brawl Stars, add me.
No, don't add you. What, are you kidding me? You thought this was the place to tell people to add you on fucking Brawl Stars when you're sitting here trying to gaslight people about how you're not a predator and it's a 15-year-old's fault for you engaging with them physically? Wow, man. The fuck is the matter with you? Jesus Christ.
But with all that being said...
like, that's not lighthearted and jovial. This isn't really the time. What did you think the tone of your video was? Did you think we were going to experience your tone? You think we were going to be like, this isn't a big deal, Gemini? The fact that you thought this would work just shows, like, how you're not only are you a manipulator, but you're a shit fucking manipulator.
And our society is cruel. Our society is unacceptable. Our society is unappeasable, which means incapable of forgiveness.
No, it's not. See, again, you're riding cancel culture. You're not cancel culture. You didn't get canceled. You didn't get canceled. You got exposed, and you're still on the app. You could have came back and not even made this video. Nothing would have happened to you. It would have died. You're full of shit, bro. It's actually I'm not happy right now. I'm very frustrated with this situation.
We can make a mistake and never be forgiven for it because of cancel culture.
Dude, that's not what's happening. And you're not even asking for forgiveness. You're trying to manipulate people's perspective on a situation.
Cancel culture ruins people's lives. And it almost ruined mine before I got help.
What are you talking about? Your argument you just proposed was that cancel culture hurts people, it can just ruin people's lives. But I went to a therapist, so cancel culture didn't affect me? What? You weren't a victim of cancel culture. You're an asshole.
For instance, a prime example of cancel culture is N-word situations. I don't think some of us realize...
He's trying to loop this back to Ruby, and he's trying to put the blame onto Ruby because she said the N-word. Who cares if Ruby said the N-word? Comparatively, it's that's not a good thing, but That's just a stupid kid saying a word that's shocking because she thought it was funny. That's not predatorizing an individual.
Realize that the N-word without the hard R is used all the time. It's used as slang, it's in songs, it's in books, it's on YouTube videos, and a lot of people use it. It is a slang word so that when you have a white person who hangs with black people and they all say it, that white person is most likely going to be comfortable saying it because of the whole joke of black people giving the N-word pass, or black people who hang with white people who they trust may just not care.
Dude, you actually might have the mind of like a child. I think we've solved this whole thing. You have a childish mind. That you're comparing these two things. You're going off on a tangent about saying the N-word with an A on it. Who cares?
But when that white person says it on the internet, it's all over. You see, in my eyes, it is a grave difference between the hard R and without. Because like I've said,
who fucking cares?
The N-word without the hard
We're not talking about the N-word. We're talking about the P-word.
R is used.
It also has the soft A at the end, just so you know.
That slang in our culture today. But when you use the hard R, then that person is intentionally wanting to bash and disrespect the African American culture. But hey, it's just my opinion and how I see it. And if someone came up to me and said, "You're a stupid N-word" with the hard R, there's nothing I can really do about it. So I'd sarcastically say, "Have a nice day." Because that person may be having a hard time at home and need to exert some anger on others.
If I walked up and said the N-word with a hard R to a black guy and he didn't deck me in the fucking mouth, I'd be ashamed. Bro, what are you talking about? So if I'm gonna really tear those words apart, what he's saying was that if somebody committed like some kind of a crime, a hate crime against him, he would just say, okay, he would be empathetic and understand what's going on in their life. Are we supposed to parallel that with you being a predator against young girls? Like, I don't understand what's the point of you saying this.
But in any event, I feel that us African Americans are better than the N-word, as the word has so much tarnish and pain within our history. I wish there was a better word to use instead of saying the N-word, like excellent or merit, so that we aren't less of a human but better than average. But anyways, like I said, that's my opinion and thoughts. Being in intense therapy has taught me so much and let me open up to strangers who have it way worse than me. I should be lucky to even have a roof over my head and clothes to put on, as some of them didn't even have that, or a family to go home to, or friends to speak with. I am grateful for my life, and I am grateful for you guys. I wish that things were different, but this actually helped me discover myself and trash my wannabe self. Thank you for all that listened.
So guys, yeah, it's confirmed he had an anime hairstyle change.
And I'm grateful for you guys.
Let's watch that
I wish
again.
that things were different, but this actually helped me discover myself and trash my wannabe self.
Hey guys, I cut my hair off. It was my super anime change. Everybody respect me now. I'm a totally different person. And because of our subconscious connection with hair being removed and drastic character change, this actually helps my image.
Thank you for all that listened to this last part, and thank you for all that you guys have done for me. You guys have no idea how much you've helped me with life and family, and I will be eternally grateful for everything. I'm sorry to the people that I've hurt. I'm sorry to the people.
Not really. The 95% of this video is you, again, not to be using the word, gaslighting people. You're not really sorry. Your apology was so bland and pathetic.
Who may think that I wish harm on them, but I don't. I only wish the best for everyone. Even those who go out and bash me and tarnish my name, I will continue to return love and guidance, as I could never imagine thriving off of someone else's downfall.
What? You can't imagine thriving off of someone else's downfall? This isn't what this is. I don't understand.
You never know what people are going through. So for every encounter that I have, I will only be positive and helpful and motivating.
I really hate, he's really trying to use the N-word as a way, he's really trying to use the situation. He's trying to parallel being a predator with saying the N-word, and then he's trying to propose an idea of like hyper empathy. I understand that you don't understand what everybody's going through, but there's a limit that you hit. And when it hits like a particular limit, that's when it's like, yeah, the understanding of the situation doesn't matter anymore. It's just ridiculous.
not useless, unsympathetic, and negative. Use my situation as a way to better yourselves, guys.
Your situation is not a learning experience. Can we stop that?
We all can learn so much from everything that I've said.
I learned a lot. I learned that you're a manipulative gaslighter and probably a predator.
I'm not saying that I'm the best person ever. I'm saying that we are all human and we make mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. And when you make mistakes, you admit to them. Or you just don't. But you decided to not only talk about them, but in a way where you're the victim. 20-year-old man, you're the victim of a situation where you engaged with a 15-year-old girl. And again, you engaged with her when you were 19 and she was 15. And your argument is, I never knew her age. But then afterwards you asked her, and I quote, for a FaceTime fuck. And when she said that's illegal, you said, well, it was the first time too, who cares? Again, it doesn't even matter, because if you guys were the same age, because it's illegal for any minor to solicit pictures. It's just disgusting.
No matter how much you may dislike someone, you have to understand that they make mistakes and that their life may be worse than yours, even when it looks like they have everything.
Are you trying to tell us that your life is worse than everyone else's? You're saying your life is horrible, Gemini? Your life is so bad that it's okay that you're a predator? Is that what you're telling us? That's a great message. It's a very apologetic message. Thank you.
A good couple of quotes I learned this past week was from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself. And I quote,
oh, now we're dragging Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s words through the mud. Like, are you just on like a tirade to just destroy all black culture? I don't understand. You're going to use Martin Luther King Jr. to justify your pedophilic tendencies.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. End quote. And another one, and I quote, we must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There is some good in the worst of us.
Well, we know you're not devoid of the power to love there, are you, Gemini? Bro, you only get forgiveness if you ask for it. If you apologize for it. And then maybe people can say, okay, it was an honest mistake. Even though I don't know that I would be able to do that. In this scenario, particularly. But at least there could be some kind of dignity and respect derived from apologizing and legitimately promoting an idea. It's like, hey, I really fucked up. And then maybe I would sit here and say, okay, that's okay. It's uncomfortable, but I could try to overcome the discomfort. That's not what's happening here.
And some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. End quote. I know that a lot
You're not my enemy, just so you know. You're just not really worth the time.
of you think that forgiveness is bad and weak, but it is actually the very opposite.
No, I think that forgiveness can promote dignity and respect for yourself, which you're not doing. You're not asking for forgiveness. Because if you were asking for forgiveness, you wouldn't have a 23-minute video titled, I am gaslighting the shit out of all of you. In quotes. That's the title I made for his video.
It takes a very strong person to forgive.
No, you're a strong person. Now he's what? You're telling, okay, he's telling us that we have to, if we're not strong people if we don't forgive him, guys. We're pieces of shit. We're weak-willed pieces of shit if we don't forgive him.
And I think that this is something our society could read a whole book on. No one should have to lose their school scholarship or disownment from their family or get doxxed for saying a word or having certain opinions/beliefs of something. Because frankly, who cares?
Okay, so if you made this video separate from the video where you fakely apologize for being a predator, then there might be a message there. But you're using this message of, you're effectively saying, hey guys, Ruby said the N-word, we should forgive her and forgive me too. You're trying to put her forth in the limelight while trying to seem like a good guy for defending her, while really just using this as an analogy for the wrongdoings that you have committed, despite the fact that there is no comparison between the two.
Anyone can say anything, and people take that to heart. I preach so much on how hate comments are inevitable when being on social media to where I was a hypocrite and did not practice what I preached, and I turned my comments off. People can say anything about anyone, and I tell my friends that you literally just have to not care. I apologize to you guys for not letting you speak out when you wanted to, because you cannot make anyone say anything or think the way that you want. It all is voluntary. So if someone hates you, who cares? Our society thrives off of people's downfall, like I said before, and it's sad. It's sad to see that people love to mash people in the dirt rather than helping them up and get better, because we are all human. We make
This is the most exhausting 23 minutes of watching a video that I've my entire life, just so you guys know.
mistakes and get misguided. You have to be so lost in the head to say that you don't make mistakes, because we all do, and nobody is perfect. I never intentionally would want to bash anyone or start beef, because people are amazing, and even if they did something messed up, there are ways to get better so that that type of thing doesn't happen anymore. We need to learn to forgive and help people and not kill the people on the inside, if you get what I'm saying. We have to help them up. Show them the right way. You have no idea what people's home situation may be. I know I may have a following and people think that I have money and everything, but I don't. We just don't live like that. You got
What is how much money you have to do with anything? What does it have to do with anything that you did wrong?
to understand that people could have it way worse than you and you not even realize it. So whenever I see a problem,
Oh my god, enough, bro. Enough with this virtue signaling bullshit where you're trying to seem like a good guy for trying to be empathetic towards those who do something wrong and say, well, you don't know what they're going through. Jesus, man. Like, it's so shallow. Anybody who watches this video in full, which most people aren't going to, would realize that this guy is so full of shit. Like I had said before, originally, on his original plug on TikTok, was that people are going to look at that, they're going to see that he has an apology, and then they're going to see this video. They're not going to see this video. They're just not going to see it. They're not going to watch it because it's obnoxious. The first 3 minutes of it is him going off on a tangent about how the reason he wrote it is the script first, blah, 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 I'm a victim, before even getting into any content. Nobody's going to have the fucking capacity to watch this.
I help them in the right direction instead of hopping on the bandwagon and hating their insides, meaning their mental stability. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who can understand what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm done.
Mental stability, or lack thereof, is not an excuse for you to be a bad person.
I can go on, but I wanted to give
You went on and on.
you guys this video to let you guys know that I'm returning and that it's going to be great.
No, it's not. I'm actually not happy about it. I'm not particularly thrilled. It's probably a couple of ways he could have came back and I wouldn't have cared. You could have just stopped. You could have just not made a video that was an apology, because it wasn't an apology. It was a really shallow attempt at trying to manipulate people. And it just wouldn't have hit my radar. I would have been so disgusted with him already that I wouldn't have bothered. But this, you've prompted me to look at this.
All the people who unfollowed and the people who I thought were my friends but turned on me to make videos on me, please keep that energy, because it was nice finding out who my real friends were. Instead of hopping on a bandwagon, they tried to help and guide me.
What? Bro, what the hell are you talking about? Real friends. Like, you realize that you did, like, a bad thing, right? And that, like, you're not... Nobody is inherently unconditionally loved. Nobody's worth unconditional love. You did a bad thing, and people called you out for it, and now you're trying to gaslight them into feeling like a bad person.
Even some of my closest TikTok friends turned on me, and that was a shocker to know that some of your greatest friends aren't really your family.
If those are people who you had confided in and you trusted and thought were good people and they turned on you, maybe that's telling about your character as an individual.
And I want to thank all the creators who reached out to me to make sure that I was good. It truly meant a lot to hear from a lot of big creators who I never thought had even watched my videos before. Thanks for everything. And guys, the Peppermint King will be back.
So I would like to say that I very highly doubt that there were many big creators defending him. At best, before this whole scenario happened, I was like, yo, you need to just stop. Like, realize that, like, you're an adult and you can't be talking to girls. And that was before this whole entire situation hit. I was disgusted with myself after my last stream with him. I got completely railed out by both my fiance and my girlfriend for the way that that whole thing went down. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed that I spent a lot of energy in that stream trying to come to the conclusion of what the facts are, but I also had unintentionally and subconsciously tried to find his innocence rather than tried to find the facts. And it wasn't until the two of them had talked to me about it that like I realized that it was disgusting. I'm ashamed of it. It's part of the reason why I stayed away from it. And now like this whole thing is disgusting.
Side note, I will also be doing a 24-hour charity live stream on my Twitch. All the money that is donated through PayPal, I will be giving to MHA, which is Mental Health America. Mental Health America's programs and initiatives fulfill the mission of promoting mental
Bro, this whole thing is like a cover-up. This charity live stream is like, guys, I'm doing a 24-hour charity live stream because I'm a good guy.
health and preventing mental illness through advocacy, education, researches, and services. I'm not doing this charity thing to win anybody over.
Yes, you are. You're specifically doing it to win people over. Yeah, you are. You're doing it so that people will be like, wow, Gemini's a good guy. He learned from his mistake of sleeping with a 15-year-old when he was 19 in a state where it was illegal for all minors to engage in sexual intercourse. And then he claims that he didn't know her age, which may be actually true, but then after the fact, he asked her to FaceTime fuck when he was 20 and she was 15, and then when she said it was illegal the first time, he's like, well, who cares? What are you doing? This is so shallow.
Or make anybody think that I'm a better of a person. I've always wanted to do charity, and I've always.
So why didn't you do it before you had created this, where you've been exposed for being some kind of a predator? Why now, after you came back?
Had this charity stream planned. As you guys know, on my Twitch, every time I hit 10K, I do a 24-hour stream.
What? Why would you do that? Is that a real thing? Still disgusting, the whole narrative.
So, for this next 24-hour stream that I'm going to hit, I will be donating all the money to charity. Take this video as you will, but I love people. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. I just want to make people laugh, see people smile, and live life. Thank you all for listening and understanding. I will be back. Goodbye.
Yeah, that wasn't something that I would recommend anybody watch in their entire lives ever. Don't ever watch. That was horrible. That was an awful watch. Is there more videos, or is that his most recent video? I didn't like that very much at all.